Welcome to the Hollowed Life Sales Front-End Training video. This 4-part video series aims to empower you to be able to use the system to generate Hollowed Life sales. Before we get going, let's talk a little bit about what you can expect from this training video. Part 1, you'll learn how to access a sales front-end and about some of its key features. Part 2 takes you through all the steps that you need to know from generating the quote right through to uploading your sales documentation. Part 3 shows you how to search for existing applications and continue with pending applications wherever you had to leave them off. Finally, in Part 4, we'll teach you how to check your documentation so that it can be passed or failed according to quality assurance rules. Let's get started right away with logging in and a basic overview of Sales Front-End. Sales Front-End is a cloud-based system, so you can access it the same as any other website. To log in, open your browser and type in https://sfe.technical.co.za. Use your supplied username and password to log in. Bookmark the link for future access. Once logged in, you will see the home page with 3 options. These options allow you to start a new application, search your old applications, both complete and incomplete, and finally, do quality assurance on the completed sale. We will cover each of these in detail in this tutorial. Using the system is fairly easy. You step through the application by clicking the navigation buttons at the bottom of each page. Blue buttons take you forward, while red buttons take you back. Information entered is automatically saved only once blue buttons are clicked. Be on the lookout for system alerts. These appear when you've not completed a mandatory field or when something you've entered is invalid, for example, an ID number. To log out of the system, click on your name in the top right corner and then click Log Out. Now that you've completed the first part of the Sales Front-End Training video and you're logged in, you're ready to generate your first quote and learn how to upload your sales documentation. Click on the New Application button on the home page. You may be required to read out the supervision disclosure. Once complete, proceed by clicking Start Application. Ask the customer for their mobile and enter it to begin the quotation. At the top of the screen is the overview breadcrumb. It shows you how far you are in the current application. Please note that only the first 2 pages are required to be able to quote the customer. Complete the first page by answering the yes/no questions. Date pickers are used for all date of birth fields. Simply select the year, then month, then day. Once the day is selected, the picker automatically closes. Fields that are automatically calculated are grayed out. These update as necessary. As you fill out the form, you will notice that certain questions will prompt you for further information, depending on the answer you chose. For example, if you indicate the client belongs to a medical aid, the system will prompt you to ask which one. It is extremely important to enter correct medical information, as this is used to determine pricing and also to decide if a claim will be paid. Once done, click the Get Quote button. At this point, the system will call Hollodd's live quoting engine in the background multiple times. During these calls, it obtains the premium for the minimum and maximum cover available for the client. It also automatically ensures that these premiums do not exceed 5% of the customer's income. It does this for both life cover as well as standalone accidental death cover. In total, there are 12 price scenarios being fetched in the background. Due to the number of prices being fetched simultaneously, this screen can take up to 20 seconds to complete. Progress is shown on the screen during this time. Once complete, the quote screen automatically updates with the range of prices for the customer. You're now ready to discuss these options with the client. The left-hand side of the screen summarizes the various options available to the client. The top table shows the cost for the minimum and maximum cover amounts for life cover. This customer, for example, qualifies for life cover of 200,000 Rand at a cost of 265 Rand and 73 cents, including cashback. The cashback amount they will receive in 5 years is 3,188 Rand. Without the cashback option, the premium is slightly cheaper at 235 Rand and 16 cents, but they get nothing back in 5 years. If they want the maximum cover of 1,200,000 Rand, it will cost them R746.88 with the 5-year cashback option. The bottom table shows the same for accidental death cover only. Accidental death is cheaper but should only be used as a last resort downsell. It is also possible to quote on custom cover and premiums at the customer's request. The table will update with the relevant price and cover level once the live quote is returned from Hollard Quoting Engine. If the client does not wish to proceed, you can close the application at this point. You can always search the application again to come back to the screen if the customer wishes to continue at a later date. If the customer wishes to accept one of the quotes, simply click that option on the table and the information will auto-populate on the right-hand side. You can now continue with the application. The next screen asks you to complete the bonus cover questions to check if the client qualifies for the 30% free additional cover. There are a maximum of 3 questions, and depending on how you answer each question, you may or may not be prompted for additional information. You will know this section is complete once the color-coded alert pops up notifying you of either of the following outcomes. A. The client qualifies for the bonus cover immediately and the alert will display the bonus cover amount and the total cover amount. B. The client needs to complete an HIV test to qualify for the bonus cover. Notify the client of the outcome and continue with the application. It is important to note that if the client chose standalone accident cover only, then there is no additional bonus cover and the system will automatically bypass the screen and continue with Section 5, Personal Details. You are now halfway through the application. Just a few more screens to go. Information already entered earlier will auto-populate in the relevant fields. Fill in any missing personal details. Be careful to choose the correct address type, either PO Box or street address. It is used later on to provide a short list of postal codes for selections. The suburb box has an autocomplete function. As you type, it will suggest suburbs. Keep typing until the one you want appears and then select it. Then select the appropriate entry from the adjacent postal code drop-down. If you do not see any values in the postal code drop-down, you've probably selected the wrong address type. Changing your selection should fix this. The Hollard Life product includes free funeral for your spouse and up to 4 children. Once you indicate whether the client wants to add this option, the relevant fields will appear for capture. Please note that the date pickers will automatically limit the range of dates available for selection of the adult, i.e. their spouse, and the minors, in other words their children, according to the product business rules. If children are studying, they're allowed to be slightly older when being added to the funeral plan. The date picker will automatically adjust the dates available for selection once you indicate whether they are studying. This saves you from having to do any calculations yourself. Now it's time to enter the client's beneficiaries. They can select up to 5 beneficiaries who will benefit in the event of a claim. Only adult beneficiaries are allowed, and the date pickers will automatically prevent the selection of minors. The percentage allocated has to add up to 100% before the form will allow you to proceed. The earliest date of policy commencement is automatically calculated by the system. The customer can also choose to escalate annual premium and benefits to counter the effects of inflation, or maintain a 0% year-on-year increase. Banking details will need to be entered before the sale can be finalized. If the customer does not have these, the application cannot continue. A bank validation service is provided to ensure collection of the correct details. Click the Validate button after entering the banking details and ensure the account passes validation. If an error is returned, correct information will need to be resubmitted until the details pass validation. Once validation is passed, the sale is ready for finalization. You're almost done. Complete the following steps to finalize the sale. Print the application form using the Print Application Form button. Get the customer to sign the form and explain the declarations. Scan in the signed form in preparation for documentation upload. Locate the scanned form and upload it using the Upload button. you can click the View button to confirm you uploaded the correct document. Once you're happy, click Finalize Sale to send the sale to the QA function, who will validate the sale before it is incepted. Congratulations! You've completed a full sale on Sales Front End. Now that you've learned how to upload your first sale, what do you do if your client was missing some information or was unable to complete the application in one sitting? Sales Front End has got you covered. With an easy-to-use search functionality, you'll be able to find and complete your application from the point where you left it off. Let's explore that functionality now. A user can search any previous applications on Sales Front End. These include both completed applications as well as incomplete applications. An incomplete application is one that was never finalized. For example, if you did a quote for a customer, and after discussing the options, the customer said he would think about it and come back. Via the search function, you can find that application at a later date and simply pick up where you left off. To use the search, select it from the home page. You can search on either cell phone number or ID number. Only one is required. The system will bring up the results. Simply click the Continue link on the relevant result to open that application. Note that you can only edit applications that are incomplete and which you completed. You cannot search or edit another user's applications. Completed applications will still show, but will be marked as completed, and there will be no link to edit. The last step in the sales process is to confirm quality assurance before the sale is uploaded to the Hollard system. If you're a user with QA privileges, please pay special attention to this section. If you're a user with QA privileges, you will see a quality assurance button on your homepage. If you do not see this button, you are not set up as a QA user, and it is likely someone else in your branch is the QA user. Click the QA button and a list of applications awaiting QA will be displayed. The results are split into two sections. 1. New applications that have never been QA'd, and 2. Applications that have been QA'd but have been previously failed. The application you just finalized for the customer will be in the first list. The QA process involves checking that the customer application is properly signed in all the relevant places, and that the application attached matches the client in question. In other words, that the wrong file was not attached. Click the View button to view the application form and confirm this. Also ensure that the disclosures as well as the debit order authority are signed. If the document meets all the QA requirements on the first go, then choose Pass from the drop-down. The document will now automatically be submitted to the Hollard sales service for policy loading. Once this is done, the item will disappear from the queue. If there are any problems with the document, choose Fail from the drop-down. The system will prompt you for a fail reason. Please enter one. It is important to provide enough detail here, as this fail reason will be emailed to the person who captured the application so they can address the issue with the client. The item will then automatically move to the second section of the QA page, i.e. applications previously failed. You can pass an item that was previously failed once the shortcomings identified in the original QA have been addressed. Simply select Pass from the drop-down, and the item will be submitted to the Hollard sales service for policy loading, and it will disappear from the queue. Over time, a backlog of failed QA applications may build up. You can choose to archive individual items from this backlog if required. Simply select Archive from the drop-down and the item will automatically disappear from view. Only a system administrator can unarchive, so only do this when you're certain there is no hope of addressing the fail reason. Once your sale has been through quality assurance and has been uploaded to the Hollard system, the sales process is now complete. Well done! You've now completed the Hollard Live Sales Front-End training video and you're ready to start generating quotes and capturing customer data. All the best with your sales!